guys, welcome to another video. As you can see, I'm at the very crude shelter that I made a couple of weeks ago. I've decided now what I'm going to do with this shelter. First of all, I need to get rid of this big branch. It's just too big for the front end of it. I'm going to take it away. It's tied to both these tree trunks and the tree trunks at the back. I'm going to take it away from the tree trunks because these trees do move when it's a bit windy. The parachute panel I'm probably going to be using for the side walls, and I've got another larger tarp which has got a couple of pierced holes in it, so I'm going to have to split that down the middle, and I'll use that for the roof section. May have a raised bed in here as well, but not too raised, only a couple of inches. I've got a little stockpile of wood, so the first order of the day is to really get more wood. That's going to take me an hour or so to collect more branches to use. And also on this video I'm going to be trying out a new stove from Bushcraft Essentials, been sent to me all the way from Germany. They've been kind enough to send me one to try. So a bit later on when I'm doing my tea and what have you, you'll see that stove in action. Right, so let's get on with the video. Let's go and get some wood. Well, sweaty work, guys. I'm going to take my fleece off in a minute. So I've got a collection of wood. It's not enough to finish the shelter by any means, but it's enough to get me started. So what I'm going to do now is take the parachute panel off, take the front beam off, put a new front beam on, put two uprights in, drop the back end down, etc, etc. So I'm going to, crack on and do a bit with the shelter. Whew, it is warm. So for cordage, I've got a load of this. I've got three bundles of this kind of bank line. It's nylon stuff from Poundland, 30 metres on each roll, kind of thing. Nice and cheap, and also it's not as bright as the other cordage that I've been using. So it'll blend in a little bit better. Right guys, so that's the main structure done. It's ready for coverings. Because the floor, the ground should I say, is quite undulated, it's quite lumpy and bumpy in there. What I'm thinking of doing is laying a couple of substantial logs, branches down this way, and then putting some logs across it for a kind of a bed to level things up a little bit. So I'll do that before I put the coverings on, because I might have to feed the longer pieces of wood through the side. But yeah, making good progress. I haven't got a clue what time it is, but when you're doing this kind of thing, you don't really care. I don't really care what time it is. I don't think it's too late, like, but right, we'll crack on. So these pegs I'm putting in are just to stop these moving, and obviously when I put the logs that way to stop them rolling, I may have to adjust it a little bit. Right guys, so that's the bed done. A heck of a lot of sawing that was. Takes it out of you. Obviously I could trim that side down a little bit. See how it goes tonight. If they do start moving around, then I'll individually tie them. That could be on another video or next time I'm up here. So I'll deal with this piece first. It's a big parachute panel. I'm going to cut it down the middle. And this will do for the two sides of the tarp. Trying to put it down as best I can down this seam. And then I'll use the large tarpaulin for the roof. I'll just hope that the holes that I put in it are in the right place. But we won't know until we get that far. Right, so inside it's fairly spacious. I think the bed's come out okay. There's no holes really in the roof, no daylight that I can see. I've put a few loops here and there so that I can hang the UCO lantern in here. So the next thing guys is to get all my gear in here. I'm absolutely starving, so I'm going to get some burgers on this new stove. So get my gear in here first and I'll bring you back in a second. Moment of truth, does the rucksack go through the door? Oh yes. So later on I can bring them logs in here and use them as little tables, but like I said, I'm going to get something on to eat now. Right guys, so it's tea time now, and as I said before on the beginning of the video, Bushcraft Essentials have very kindly sent me one of their stoves to try out. This one is the Bushbox outdoor pocket stove titanium version, weighs 160 grams. Usually they've sent me this pouch as well, but usually it comes in the box, and in the box you get a kind of a cotton bag to store it in, which I'll be restoring it inside this pouch. So let's get that out of the way. So I've got some hexamine with me today, but I have just processed some wood, as you've just seen. So let's have a look at the box itself. And also they've sent me this grill plate as well. I don't need that at the moment, so let's put that to one side. So nice pouch. It's feels like canvas, quite robust. Stitching seems, you know, okay. Nice logo on the front there of Bushcraft Essentials. So it is a multi-fuel stove. So I've just left this part off, the feed hole off, just to show you that the Trangia burner or Trangia style burner will fit in there. Now, as some of you are aware, these lids kind of open, so obviously there's not going to be enough room to use your stove like that, but it does fit the burner, and then you can just dampen it when you're finished with it. Self-explanatory. I don't know how to tell you how to use one of these. So yeah, so I've just got the plate on the bottom, which is actually the ash pan, which I'll show you another configuration in a minute. So that's the ash pan, and then your Trangia burner just fits in there. So if we just slide the front feed hole on now, so there you go, and then you get your trivets that go on the top there. So they have grooves on them. Where are we? So you can either use the larger groove or the smaller groove to give you a little bit of depth, or to raise it up a little bit. So that's flush. So if I use the smaller grooves, then it just raises it up just slightly. So that is how to set up one with your Trangia burner. So here's the configuration for hexamine blocks. Just using the ash pan again. On the rear of the stove there's a little slit there, and then the ash pan just sits on the lip of the feed hole there. A couple of hexamine blocks in there and you're good to go. Right, so here's the setup for using organic fuels. So you've got the aeration holes at the bottom, and then here we've got the ash pan, plenty of room for air to get through there, feed window. You can also feed from the top. I've left the trivets. I've left these two trivets off because I'm going to be using a frying pan, so I don't particularly need them. But it's sturdy enough without them. You know, if you find that your pot fits on there. It is a sturdy little stove. I'm quite impressed with it. Obviously, you've got the logo punched out on the sides, which I think is quite neat. Also, these holes around the top, aeration holes, but you can always use a couple of tent pegs and stick your tent pegs through there, and then put your cup inside on top of the tent pegs. So yeah, I like it. So let's get some fuel in it. Yeah, okay, so I've just got a few pieces of wood in the bottom. Then I'm going to put a bit of birch bark in there to get it really going. As always, bit of cotton wool. It shouldn't take very long for this to go at all. It's very, very dry today. It's been a beautiful day. Tiny little bit of magnesium. And then it's as easy as that, guys. Got a few little twigs on it. Okay, so today we've got some Welsh beef steak burgers from Edward Conway. So I've been looking forward to these all day. Well guys, there we go. I thought it might struggle a little bit, but it was fine. Oh, I'm looking forward to these. I worked hard on this shelter today, so yeah, I'm just going to get a knife and chop them in half. Oh yes, look at that. Okay, so it's so this is in the hexamine configuration now. So I've used the ash pan at the bottom, lifted it up to the top. I've got the 2 trivets on there. That's the configuration for hexamines. Right, yeah, so the stove is brilliant. I like it. It's going to take precedence over my Elixir, I think, now. Thank you very much to Bushcraft Essentials in Germany for sending me the stove. They've not paid me to do this video at all. They've just sent me a free stove and said, can you know, would you like to do a review on it and see how you go with it? So that's what I'm doing. I may do another video of the stove just on its own, but I think I've demonstrated. I think we all know what this type of stove does. This is the genuine article Bushbox. There's a lot of fake ones out there that call themselves Bushboxers, but actually they're not. So yeah, absolutely brilliant. So thank you very much Bushcraft Essentials for sending it me. Right, I'm going to have my brew, and then I am actually thinking about doing a little bit more work. The sun's over there now. I haven't got a clue what time it is still. Sun's over there. I reckon it's about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, something like that. So I may just do a little bit of a wall here. I would like to have this area as my cooking area with the big fire pit. Some of my new subs wouldn't have seen that. So if you look through previous videos of tell you a good one to watch, when me and Ant came up here, Ant survived the night. What was that one called? Okay, I'll leave a link in the description to that video, and you can see we used the fire pit then. So this area I want to use for my fire pit, and I would like it covered at some point. And obviously we want some windbreakers up. So yeah, I might do a little bit more. We'll see how it goes. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, so I've got this this new microphone. Camera's about, well, you lot are probably about 10 foot away from me. So it's one of them little fluffy ones. Looks like a little bit like a mouse, but it comes with a good length of cable. I suppose I'm supposed to be wearing it here, but I'm sure you can hear me okay. Yeah, so I'm just giving that a test as well. I've still got the other lapel microphone, which I use for close-up work, but this is brilliant for distance work. Right guys, so as you can see, I've done a little bit more. I'm getting tired now, and I need to restock on wood and that kind of thing, so I'm not going out finding more wood now. I'm just too tired. So I'm just going to chill out for a bit. So as you can see, got the fire pit in situ. All I've used is the metal runners from the cot bed to prop it up on, because one of the legs is just about to give way. It's rusted quite a lot, so that leg's a bit wonky. So I've made some new legs for it. Just simple. Down this side is where windbreak's going to be, and obviously where that piece of wood just there is stuck in the ground, I'm going to put a little wall around there. So that area and that area there will be walled. Walkway through here, then there'll be a little wall here. So to this stump here, I don't know if you can see, that's just off camera. So a little wall there. So you're going to have 1, 2, 3 walls. Obviously, depending on which way the wind's blowing, shouldn't affect the fire once the walls are built, but you can always move the stump round to be out the smoke, that kind of thing. One thing I'm not short of in this area is ferns, so I'm thinking about disguising the back of the shelter a little bit more with some ferns, but that's a job for another day. So yeah, I'm pretty much done in. You know, worked hard today, so just going to chill for a bit now. Hi guys, as you've just seen, we've had a little visitor, Mr. Jingles. I did leave some breadcrumbs out there before, so I think he's hoovered all them up now. So hence to say, all the food is now in its usual dry bag, but it's up in the rafters, let's say. Just put a piece of rope over here to put the radio on. Got the UCO lantern here, which I'll be lighting in a little bit. That'd be nice to see how much light that actually throws off in here. So yeah, I've just been chilling, listening to the birds. It's a lovely evening. It's going a little bit chilly now, but that's to be expected, isn't it? We can't have it boiling hot, nice sun all the time. So yeah, I'll bring you back in a little bit. Well, it's pretty efficient with one hexi block. I could probably get away with just half of one for a brew on this. So don't worry, the flame's not near anything. If I wasn't recording, this stump would be where the camera tripod is, well away from anything. It's well ventilated in here as well, so it's all good. Just a little bit too hot, I think, yeah. Right guys, we're just going dusk. I've upturned the frying pan and the plate because Mr. Jingles is still knocking about. He was over there somewhere. Alright guys, it is going dusk quite rapidly, so it's time to light the UCO. See how much light that gives off in here. Well, good morning guys. As you can see, last night I had another brew using the Bushbox. I will leave a link in the description for their website. Go and check them out. This will be my go-to stove now. The only thing I did find when I was packing it away is it's a little bit stiff on the sliders, but I think over time with a bit of wear that'll sort itself out. But apart from that, absolutely brilliant stove. So the bed performed well. I will be tying all the cross members down, and when I come back to this camp again in a few weeks time, I will neaten up the edge and make it a little bit more neater. So I'm just going to get packed up now guys. Please like and subscribe, share, press that little bell icon down there, or press the little logo in the corner of the screen, and that'll, if you press that, you'll subscribe to me, and then you click the notification button to receive notifications every time you upload. Right, so I'm going to get packed up, and I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all on the next one guys. Thanks for watching.